morning, my YouTube family. Good morning, my subscribers. Thank you guys for tuning in once again to my videos. Again, if you like my content, like, share, subscribe for the videos. You can also hit the bell for the notifications of whenever I upload videos. I wanted to talk about the topic of women who use men for free meals and who waste a guy's time and resources doing that. This angers a lot of men, and of course you'll have the PUAs who tell you foolishness like you shouldn't be angered by this, you should just like go and date and go around and go around and go around and go around, you know. But let me tell you something. Morally, there's something wrong about somebody who can use another person and sleep okay at night about it. There's something wrong with that. There's something morally wrong with somebody who uses another person for the resources and feels no way about it. They don't feel any negative or any drawbacks about doing something like that. And this speaks to the heart of people. Last week, right, I had a Bible study with my wife, and we talked about the heart of man being deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. You understand? Do you know what the word deceitful means? The word deceit means tricking someone into believing a lie. Having someone believe in a lie. That is what the word deceit means. To deceive somebody means that you have somebody believe in a lie. Alright? Many women deceive men into believing a lie. And then you have PUAs and relationship experts who tell men to look between the lies and look between the lines. When in fact, it just should never ever be that way, that anybody should be lying to anybody about anything. Look, if you don't want to be with me, don't let me read between that lines. Just straight up tell me that. No man and no woman should be no man or no woman should be reading between any line to figure out if somebody likes them or not. That's wasting their time. Anyway, I want to talk about a personal experience of somebody wasting my time, even though I've wasted people's time as well. I want to talk about this girl who wasted my time. I knew this girl from down in Jamaica and stuff like that. So even when I migrated to America, she was already up here before me. She still lives in New York, and I lived in Philly at the time, right? I lived in Philadelphia at the time. And we were like talking on Facebook and things like that, and she was liking my post and, you know, whatever it is. When we were in Jamaica, we had gone out a couple of times. But you know, she basically chose another guy while we were going out. So eventually, you know, she's in New York, and you know, I basically hit her up. I say, hey, what's up? And she's like, oh, not much. And I said, alright, you know, I want to get straight to the point. I want to go out with you, but I don't want it to mean nothing. I want going out with you to transition from going out with you to getting into a relationship. Or it must lead somewhere. It must have something attached to it. So she basically said, yeah, she wouldn't mind. You understand? So what did I have in mind? So I said to her, alright, let's start out with a couple of dates and see where that goes. So in any case, I basically like the first date we went on, the first and only date we went on, because I cut it after that first date. I realized what was up and I cut it. I cut it immediately. So I basically went all the way from Philadelphia to New York, right? And I'm gonna talk about mistakes like that men should never make. That's a 2-hour bus ride, because at the time I was not driving. I was working very hard, had my apartment, whatever. But I didn't have a ride at that time. And also, when you live in like mainstream Philadelphia, it's not really necessary for you to have a ride, because everything is at your fingertips. Like the train is at your fingertips. Wherever you need to go and get stuff is at your fingertips. So you mostly walk around in Philly. You understand? So even if people drive, they don't really drive that much. And Philly, especially Center City in Philadelphia, is a congested place. So people mostly just walk around to get to where they want to go anyway. Alright. So basically now, I took the bus ride to New York for our first and only date. And when I got to New York now, you know, we met up. You know, she didn't even have herself done up. So I realized now from then, like, you know, being experienced in dating women, when a girl really checks for you, she's gonna, even if she don't really fully check for you, she's going to put herself together. So I wouldn't say that she was like in her home clothes or anything like that, but she just wasn't put together. Like she just made it very, very casual. So that was my first red flag that I noticed, right? So like immediately now, my attraction for her was like dipping from that instance. So what happened is that now we went to Applebee's, right? Pay for a meal, whatever it is, right? Then I said, you know what? Let me take you out to a movie. So we go to the movies and things like that, and you know, I'm trying to get close to her and stuff like that. Like, you know, I'm putting my hand on her lap. I'm basically like, you know, rubbing my head against her head, putting her head on my shoulder. Those are the things. You understand? She's putting her head on my shoulder and stuff like that. So I'm thinking that, yeah, everything is going well. But when I went to like grab her hand, like to hold her hand in the movies and stuff like that, this chick basically just like pull her hand away. So I'm like, okay, cool. I did it 2 more times just to confirm that this chick pulled her hand away from me. Alright. Immediately all my attraction for this woman fell flat on the face. Anyway, after the night was done and stuff like that, I became cold. I became very cold to her. And what do I mean by cold? I gave her like one answers. I said things like, you know, like whatever, you know. And then she realized, she started to like pick up that I basically was, you know, I was onto her, not interested anymore. So she basically, you know, said, all right, you know, let's, you know, part ways tonight and stuff like that, and, you know, talk about our next date. I said to her, next date, there won't be a next date. And she said to me, why did I say that? Why did I say that it's not going to be a next date? I thought I wanted it to be, you know, something that would transition into a relationship. I said, like, I basically flat out told her all the things that was wrong with the date, and told her that I'm not here to be anybody's, you know, free meal for a date. You see me? I say, yo, I buy you a meal. I took you to the movies. The least any woman could have done was hold my hand when I wanted to hold hands. You understand what I'm saying? The least you could have done was French kiss me. You understand? Like, I basically flat out told her that basically you're not even that hot. You're like a 5. And the girl started to like sink there and then because there were other people around her. But you see, that's one of the best things that you can do to a woman. You have to destroy her right there and then in front of other people. You understand? Because what she did was very disgusting. And to feel like she was justified and she was okay in what she did, but she wasn't. Anyway, after that, I went home and basically she wrote me again and she asked me, to reconsider going out with her again and things like that. And I said to her, I laid out again that I'm not interested in going out with any woman that when I basically invest my time, energy, and resources in, and she basically think that she's just out there to get a free meal and not return any emotions or anything like that. So basically, it ended there and then, and she wrote on her Facebook wall how all men are the same, all men are this, and all men are like that. And I basically, before I unfriend her and block her and whatever it is, I basically said to her, just because you were called out for the bullshit that you do to other men and things like that, you are calling all men dogs and whatever it is, just because we don't want to roll with your bullshit. And we don't want to roll over like dogs or you can pet. You understand? So I basically floor her on Facebook as well. Her cousin jump in and start get on me and all them things there. And talk about how, it's because she rejected me on the date and whatever. And I say, yeah, you're damn right. She used me for a free meal. And when I called her out on her bullshit and stuff like that, you understand? She don't want to be told that she did something wrong. So yeah, she rejected me, and I'm okay with being rejected, but I'm not okay with somebody using me for a friggin' free meal. You understand? So they don't want to be called out for what they do wrong, but they want to call you out for what you do wrong. But anyway, man, one main advice I want to give is that one main thing I did when she basically just was not interested, I turned my lights off too. When a woman turns her lights off, you turn your lights off. You don't keep your lights on, and you don't keep your doors open. Nobody should ever have the right to walk in and out of your life as how they please. You should determine who walks in and out of your life as you please. It's your life. You can determine who stays in it or who doesn't stay in it. Anyway, people, stay blessed. Enough love and respect. This is the Christian Jamaican Coolie. Laters.